Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
And that breaking news takes us to this crash right there on Capitol Boulevard near Brentwood Road. You can see that overturned vehicle. We've got some new information just into our newsroom. We'll let you know what's going on in a live report coming up.
And a Raleigh police cruiser was hit head on this morning. How the officer is doing after that crash.
And we did have a band of snow move across our part of North Carolina. We'll show you some pictures of who saw it dusting, and I'll show you how cold it will be through the day today.
And November snowflakes. This is video from Monroe near Charlotte. You can see those live pictures coming in. People all across the area catching a glimpse at that first snowfall of the season. What's ahead on this coldest Veterans Day in 30 years.
Oh, yes, it's cold out there.
Thank you so much for joining us here in the 8 o'clock hour. We do appreciate it. I'm Ken Smith.
And I'm Michelle McConaughey. Yeah, that's the big talker. That's the thing that everybody's noticing as they head out the door today, how cold it is. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner standing by with your forecast. But first, look at this video. Some people actually saw those snowflakes coming down this morning. So you know what? It's November. Yeah. So we're here.
And meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner is loving every minute of it.
I am. I hate that I didn't see any of it last night, but we definitely saw it on the radar, and you can see it moving right across our area. So we thank you to everyone who has sent us photos and video. Go to WRAL.com/reported and send us what you saw overnight last night. Our freeze warning expires soon at 9 a.m., but we're still seeing temperatures sitting right around freezing, starting to warm up slightly. Rocky Mount and Wilson are up to 34 right now, but 32 in Lewisburg and 29 in Henderson. We head south. It's 31 in Sanford and Southern Pines, 32 in Fayetteville, 33 in Clinton. It's the wind, of course, that makes it feel so bitter out there. We're seeing gusts to 17 in Goldsboro, 19 in Rocky Mount, a steady wind out of the northwest at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. But the wind chill now is mostly in the mid-20s. Earlier this morning, mainly low 20s. So feels like 25 in Fayetteville and Roxborough, 26 right around the triangle. Our hour-by-hour wind chill is going to stay with us really all day. It'll feel like 35 at lunchtime and 43 this afternoon, which will actually be pretty close to the actual temperature. Let's take a look at what we're seeing here. Boy, Fenton now looks like it's right on target, right? With the ice skating rink that they opened over the weekend. And it's going to be awfully chilly both today and tonight. 32 right now, and we'll see our temperatures dipping down to 32 again overnight tonight after a very chilly 46 degrees. For Veterans Day, this is one of the coldest. I'll show you some of the stats coming up, Ken.
Elizabeth, we want to get right to that breaking news, that crash on Capitol near Brentwood Road. You can see right now it's causing some huge delays on Capitol Boulevard, coupled with the traffic lights. That's what you're looking at, almost past Traywick Road, almost stretched all the way back to Buffalo Road. And that's where we find WRAL's Ali Katlabar. She's with photographer Michael Jordan, the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. So you just got some new information, Ali. What can you share with us?
Well, within the past 15 minutes, we've learned from Raleigh police on the scene that there were minor injuries and no one wanted to be taken to the hospital. But there were 3 vehicles involved, and you can see that one right here. It's the only one that's left. 2 have been towed away. Damaged, a car was damaged, and then this SUV overturned. Again, minor injuries here, and we can see Raleigh police just blocking that one lane in the middle of this intersection here, Capitol and Brentwood, and we are seeing cars have to go around it. We are seeing some congestion here, Ken, so what do people need to know if they're heading this way?
Yeah, if you're heading south on Capitol Boulevard right now and you have not gotten to this crash scene, you might want to get off on Buffalo Road, work your way over to New Hope Road, or simply you can work your way over to Atlantic Avenue as a result, so you can avoid what's happening there on Capitol Boulevard. But we'll keep you updated, let you know how it's going to continue to affect your morning commute. Things have gotten a little better here on the southern loop of the Beltline, I-40 Lake Wheeler Road. This is an incident that's off on the shoulder of the road, not really causing any problems for you this morning, but traffic is flowing along at a nice steady clip. Right now, you're only looking at a 2-minute delay. If you're coming in from Garner, Johnston County, no delay whatsoever between Highway 36 and the Beltline. Really and truly, the only trouble spot, Capitol Boulevard, coming in from Wake Forest, and as a result of that crash that we've just told you about, you're looking at a 7-minute delay. All other major routes are relatively delay-free at this hour. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Thanks, Ken. Raleigh police are investigating after one of its own squad cars was hit head-on. This happened on New Hope Road near Pool Road around 3:15 this morning. Police say a white BMW was driving the wrong way. Video from the WRAL breaking news tracker shows significant damage to the front end of that police car, as well as that white BMW. Nobody was injured, and the crash is under investigation. We are still trying to find out if the driver will be facing any charges. People are waking up to winter-like temperatures on this November morning. WRAL's Laura Levine is live in Raleigh this morning. She's braving the cold for us outside. Laura, people need to be prepared for when they walk out the door today.
Michelle, good morning. This is our coldest morning since March 3rd, and it certainly feels like it. Right now, we're live here at this Exxon off of Western Boulevard. And before you head out the door, you may want to check those tires, as we've seen people stop at this pump here. Myself, I've had to check my tires as well because I had that low pressure light on this morning. So we know for every 10 degrees we drop, that's 1 PSI that your tire pressure drops. Now, I want you to take a look at some of these photos that we got overnight through reported from our viewers. This is a look at some snow flurries in Sanford sticking to a car windshield. And then we have a look at flurries falling in Lumberton overnight as well. Temperatures have dropped nearly 50 degrees since Sunday afternoon. So we will continue to check and track the temperatures here on a very cold Veterans Day. And if you have any photos that you would like to send to us, you can do so by sending it through Report It. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
And you can track the temperature and weather alerts in the redesigned WRAL weather app. It is free to download.
Learn more about two crashes in Nash County. The first one happened on I-95 north of Halifax Road. These are pictures sent to us by some of our loyal viewers up there. You can see debris all over the road and what appears to be damage to a tractor trailer. Another crash briefly shut down Highway 301, and one person was sent to an area hospital there in Nash County. We're still trying to find out what caused both of these crashes and if anyone was hurt.
A live look at Capitol Hill this morning after a crucial vote happened last night to end the shutdown. The Senate passed its short-term spending bill, sending it to the House now for a vote. The bipartisan bill passed 60-40. 8 Democrats voted in favor of the bill. Senator Rand Paul was the only Republican that voted against it. A vote on the bill in the House could come as early as tomorrow. It would fund the government through the end of January. We are now entering day 42 of the government shutdown, the longest in history.
Also looking at the effects of the shutdown as it relates to the airports, Michelle, one thing I'm watching for right now is the Misery map to kind of see how delays and cancellations look. It's actually much better this morning compared to yesterday. You also had the snow situation in the Midwest. That wasn't helping at all. But if I look here at RDU in terms of cancellations and delays, hit refresh real fast, but you'll see there are 5 delays and 12 cancellations there. Now, keep in mind, when the FAA was scaling back on the number of flights at 40 different airports, RDU wasn't one of them, but there are flights that are going to RDU, and those were impacted. The last thing I'll show you this morning is just another perspective from the flight cancellations. This is a total number that they track, including the U.S. as a whole, whereas yesterday morning, total delays was around like 11-ish thousand this morning. By the time yesterday morning we went to it, it's about 8,000 now. So there's some improvement. But something to keep in mind also, make sure if you have a flight app, whether it's through American Airlines, United, what have you, make sure that you have the notifications turned on, and that way, if there's some sort of delay or cancellations, you know about it.
On this Veterans Day, our community taking an opportunity to honor the men and women who served our country. Well, this morning, NC State hosted its annual Veterans Day run at the Bell Tower. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey was there as runners braved the cold to celebrate freedom.
A special ceremony wrapped up here at the Bell Tower following NC State's annual Veterans Day run. Take a look at this video of runners getting their start around 6 o'clock this morning. Today was the coldest Veterans Day morning in about 30 years. Our meteorologist team says feel-like temperatures were in the 20s this morning. Ideal running weather is between 40 and 60 degrees, so we were well below that. A ceremony happened right after the run to mark NC State's military history and honor the service of students, staff, faculty, and alumni veterans. We caught up with one of the veterans who ran today.
I'm running today because of the proud legacy of the men and women who have served this nation to give us the freedoms that we enjoy today, to send our kids to school, to come out and assemble at events like this, and to persevere even in trials and hardships in our nation.
That was Bob Burton there. He says that he's from New York, so this cold weather did not bother him one bit. Happy Veterans Day to all of those who've served. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News in Raleigh.
And people across our area are honoring the men and women who have served our country. Orange County will be hosting its ceremony later this morning. And due to the weather, the event actually will be inside the Southern Human Services Center on Homestead Road in Chapel Hill. That starts at 11 a.m. It is open to the public.
Also, Michelle, happening today, UNC will unveil a tribute to all former football players and coaches who served in the military. The Honoring Our Military wall will be inside the Keenan Football Center Hall of Honor. It will post the names, branches, and years of service for 61 people. 2 current staff members served in the Navy and will be included in that tribute. We have a full list of events happening in our area today and a breakdown of the different deals and discounts available to veterans. It's all on our website. Just search Veterans Day on WRAL.com.
Botulism cases rising. A growing number of states are being affected by a baby formula recall. How North Carolina may be joining that list.
Also, possible tuition hikes. Some Triangle colleges and universities could see higher costs for new students next fall. How much you could be paying.
And of course, it's a cold start out there, but with the wind even colder, it feels like mid-20s right now. I'll let you know when the wind starts to die down and temperatures begin to climb.
And here are your winning Powerball numbers: 6, 28, 44, 48, 58. Powerball is 23. The multiplier is 2.
.814. Look how pretty it is in Sanford right now. Nothing but blue skies. That sunshine looks amazing. There were some snow flurries that rolled through Sanford because we had a little bit of video from that a little bit ago. Temperatures are still cold out there. We've warmed up to 35 in Goldsboro, but it's still 32 in Durham and Roxborough, as well as Cary. Rocky Mount is now back up to 34 degrees. So we've seen the bottom starting to creep up a little bit. But if you're about to head out the door to walk the dog, if your dog has a sweater, today would be a great day to put it on. Our temperatures will climb above freezing finally for most of us by around 9 o'clock. But at lunchtime, it's still 42, and it's a chilly, chilly day. We'll talk about the wind and what the wind chill forecast will be through the rest of the afternoon coming up. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, we're staying on top of that breaking news, that crash on Capitol Boulevard near Brentwood. And you can see the delays it's still causing in that area. That crash coupled with the situation with the traffic lights, that's what's causing it. So let's take the quick live look before we look at these other situations. You can see the tow truck just showed up. That's one of 3 vehicles that were involved in that situation there. You can see that lane of Capitol Boulevard closed, but traffic is beginning to get by in the other lane. So we'll keep you posted here in the WRAL Traffic Center. Now, back here live, right now you're only looking at a 5-minute delay if you're coming in from Capitol Boulevard at this hour.
All right, thank you, Ken. We were telling you about the baby formula recall yesterday. Well, now North Carolina may be part of it. The suspected botulism case in our state is in addition to 13 confirmed cases across 10 other states. The infected infants are ages 2 weeks to 5 months. No deaths have been reported. Tests found the germ that causes botulism in baby formula by the brand By Heart. The company voluntarily recalled 2 lots of the powdered product. The affected cans have a use-by date of December 1st, 2026. And we have more information about the recalled products and other recent recalls on our website. Just go to WRAL.com and search the word recall. Well, as we approach the end of the year, WRAL will help you get your tax questions answered. 5 on Your Side is partnering with the North Carolina Society of Enrolled Agents to answer your tax planning questions for free. Tomorrow from 4 to 7, you can speak with a tax professional about your questions or issues. Tax pros on call will answer your calls. We have that phone number for you closer to the event.
Well, in Cumberland County, school district staff members are getting a pay bump. The Board of Education approving a new pay supplement plan. That means every eligible teacher will see at least a $1,000 raise. Now, the more the experience, the higher the raise.
Meanwhile, NC State and UNC are proposing a raise in tuition. UNC's Board of Trustees will consider increasing tuition by 3% for in-state students. Out-of-state students would see a 10% increase. That's the highest increase allowed under state law. This would begin with the incoming 2026 class. Now, if approved, there would also be a 7% increase in fees for dorms.
Now, some of you may have noticed odd lights in the sky last night. Meteorologist Chris Michaels showing us how this Arctic blast is the reason behind this illusion in today's Ask the Meteorologist. Hey, Chris.
This is something that you typically see in some of the northern states, but we saw it here just yesterday or just last night. James Benson in Grantham got a shot of these lights. You see those vertical pillars there. Another close-up shot in Silk Hope. Thanks to Brian for that. Shows those. Yeah, so what's going on there? Again, a lot of it has to do with our Arctic blast. These form when the air above the surface is at least 15 degrees, if not lower than that. And that was certainly the case last night across much of North Carolina. So you have these ice crystals that are suspended, but they're flat and they're in the shape of a hexagon or kind of a plate. So what happens is you get street lights that shine into that and then get bent by that ice crystal. And so, yeah, it makes it look like this up and down vertical light pillar. If you saw those or if you saw some snow showers, we're not going to judge. You can send your pictures to WRAL.com/report it.
We will take all those pictures. We appreciate that, Chris. Well, one of the two Cleveland Guardians pitchers accused in a betting scandal made his first appearance in court. Luis Ortiz was seen leaving a federal courthouse in Boston yesterday. Ortiz and his teammate Emmanuel Claus are accused of tipping off bettors to what pitches they were going to throw during games. Both players were charged with depriving Major League Baseball and the Guardians. Ortiz's attorney says his client is innocent. Claus has been arrested at last check.
We are hearing from a man saved off the coast of North Carolina last week. This started when a boat hundreds of miles off Cape Hatteras started taking on water. The men aboard the ship had to abandon it. That's when the Coast Guards came in. One of the men on board said leaving that boat is the worst loss of his life.
Boom, you're free, and there's no like, oh, I changed my mind. The boat starts drifting away, and that's that.
The crew was on their way to the Bahamas from New England. All 5 people aboard were flown to safety.
I'll tell you, winter weather farther up north creating dangerous situations on the roadways. You see it right there. Images from Indiana showing a massive pile-up crash early yesterday morning. These photos are from Dubois County. The sheriff's department says at least 13 cars are involved. The road was closed for about 2 hours. It's still unclear if there were any serious injuries in this pile-up. Ice and snow believed to be the cause of several crashes in that part of the country.
Happening today in western North Carolina, Sugar Mountain opening its ski resort thanks to the snow and temperatures. Beach Mountain Ski Resort, another popular spot, is scheduled to open later this month. And we have a full list of ski resorts and their schedules on our website. And you're probably thinking of ski resorts this morning because that's what it feels like outside. It is absolutely freezing. And we have some video from Sanford, some snowflakes, Elizabeth.
Yeah, we had a band of snow that moved across our area overnight last night. We were talking about that yesterday, and it did happen. And here's the proof. We did see that across pretty much the entire viewing area, but we didn't see much accumulation except east of the Triangle area. We had a little dusting that you could actually see. So we appreciate all of the photos and the videos that you have sent us. Go to WRAL.com/report it. This is what it looks like in Sanford right now. Bright sunshine. That snow is long gone as our skies are nice and clear. We take a look at just what's left of that snow as it zips right on by. It moved across the area starting around midnight up until around 2 a.m. and now it's pretty much off the coast. This is a look at another one of our photos. Jay Hardison sent us this one from Plymouth, and that's in eastern North Carolina, a little bit closer to the coast, not part of our viewing area. But boy, I mean, that's actually, looks like maybe half an inch to an inch. And Chris Hale, also a nice dusting there in northeast Edgecombe County in our viewing area. So again, thank you for those reported photos. We take a look here at Sugar Mountain. I didn't realize Sugar was going to open today. They're going to beat Cataloochee. Cataloochee's opening tomorrow, and Cataloochee's just west of Asheville. Sugar Mountain, of course, near the Boone area. Winter Place in West Virginia, they're making snow, and I'm sure they're making it in Beach, but they are definitely socked in. Boone's starting to see some sunshine. That's going to bring some quick improvement to the roads there, but it does stay breezy and cold for all those folks. Our temperatures are in the low to mid 30s right now, beginning to gradually see some warmer temperatures, but don't forget the wind. Wind's in the making the wind chill feel like mid 20s, and it will feel like mid 30s by around lunch. lunchtime. So it stays feeling cold today, even with the sunshine. Right now, we're seeing gusts at about 15 to 20 in Rocky Mount and Goldsboro. Steady wind west, northwest, and that will continue this afternoon. Tomorrow could be even windier. So both today and tomorrow, we have high fire danger. By Thursday, it looks like the wind will taper off just a little bit. Here's what happens next. This deep trough that dragged all that cold air in starts to move away, and high pressure builds in with some sunshine, and that will help to warm things up. It's still going to be a cold night tonight, down to 32, but then we jump into the 60s on Wednesday. And look at this. We have highs in the 70s for the weekend, Ken.
Whoa, how about that? So listen, that crash we've been telling you about for the last hour and a half or so on Capitol Boulevard at Brentwood has cleared. It's in the clearing phase. Let's give you a live look at that scene right now. You can see the tow truck. You can see they've righted that SUV. That's one of 3 vehicles that were involved in that situation. So that should be cleared up in the next 15 to 20 minutes. Back here, things have definitely cleared up in terms of congestion on the southern loop of the Beltline. You're looking at I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road, so very little delays at all. And if you're coming in from Garner, Johnston County this morning, no delays between Highway 36 and the Beltline. Here's what it looks like. Things are getting better on Capitol Boulevard. It's just a 4-minute delay if you're coming in from Wake Forest, and it's a 1-minute delay on I-87. You're getting ready to head into the cartoonist and on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Thanks, Ken. Veterans Day deals. 5 on Your Side has a closer look at the specials for the people who served our country. And supporting food banks. Food pantries across the country have been hard hit by the government shutdown. How Governor Josh Stein is helping one in our area today.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Time now is 8:26. I'm Michelle McConaughey. What a cold start for our Tuesday. Meteorologist Elizabeth Garner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. A heavy jacket day today.
Absolutely. We take a live look at Chapel Hill. It looks beautiful, but that wind is biting out there. And winds have been gusting in some places up to around 15 to 20 miles per hour. That's not really strong unless it's really cold outside. You'll feel it. Town by town, 32 in Durham and Fayetteville, 31 in Garner. It's 35 in Goldsboro, 34 in Rocky Mount. So some places already starting to creep up above freezing. If you're heading out to walk the dog, you probably want a big coat on and maybe put the dog sweater on as well. Our temperature at lunchtime, only 42, and it's a chilly day today, mid-40s for our afternoon highs. Ken?
Elizabeth, that crash we've been monitoring at Capitol and Brentwood, in the clearing phase right now, we're still seeing some lingering delays. Here's a live look at that scene right now. You can see they've righted that SUV. That was one of 3 vehicles involved. You can see the tow truck there. Initially, one lane of Capitol Boulevard was closed, but, coupled with the traffic lights and the like, you might see the traffic will continue to move. But right now we're seeing that should be cleared up in the next 10 to 15 minutes or so, because right now you're just looking at a 3-minute delay if you're coming in from Capitol Boulevard at this hour. I'll have another update at the bottom of the hour over on Fox 50.
Thanks, Ken. A wrong-way driver crashed into a Raleigh police cruiser early this morning. It happened on New Hope Road near Pool Road. Police say the driver tried to run from that crash, but the officer was able to catch him. Alcohol is suspected as a factor in the crash. Nobody was hurt. And runners braved the cold this morning to honor veterans on this Veterans Day. This is the coldest Veterans Day in about 30 years. There are plenty of other events happening across the area honoring the men and women who served. Next on Fox 50, parts of our area saw snowflakes for the first time this season.
Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
This takes us right here to this crash on Capitol Boulevard and Brentwood, right in the clearing phase right now. That was one of 3 vehicles involved. I'll let you know the situation and the new information we received in the last half hour.
And a band of snow did cross our part of North Carolina last night. We do have some pictures to show you of who saw some flurries and some accumulation, plus when our temperatures should warm up a bit.
Yeah, we saw some flurries in the air. Some WRAL viewers spotted snowflakes coming down overnight. We'll hear from participants in a Veterans Day run as well on the coldest morning in more than 8 months. A lot of those runners braving the cold on this Veterans Day. We're wishing everybody a very happy Veterans Day today. I'm Michelle McConaughey.
And I'm Ken Smith. Of course, last year, those runners at NC State were in shorts and T-shirts. Not this year. Let's get over to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Track it all for us, and you see the beautiful shot of Beach Mountain.
Yeah, over here, we're looking at the freeze warning, though. It expires here shortly as our temperatures are starting to warm up. 34 in Goldsboro and Wilson, 34 in Rocky Mount. I know that doesn't seem like a warm up, but at least we're coming up above freezing. 34 in Siler City, but still 32 in Roxborough and Lewisburg, 32 in Sanford and Raleigh. It's 32 in Fayetteville and in Rayford. So gradually you're starting to see those temperatures creeping up. Our wind will be gusty all day. We're seeing some winds out of the west-northwest right now at about 5 to 10, but gusting about 15 to 20 in some of our eastern counties, and that makes the wind chill feel significantly cooler. It feels more like mid-20s instead of mid-30s like we're seeing in terms of the actual temperature. Wind chill this afternoon, still 35 at lunchtime, and it'll feel like low 40s this afternoon, but perfect for ice skating, right? The skating rink at Fitton opened over the weekend when it was really warm, but this is perfect skating weather now, right? At least for another day or so, because we're actually going to see a big warm up. 32 is our current temperature right now, and temperatures climb into the mid-40s for this Veterans Day with clear skies and breezy conditions. We'll talk more about a big warm-up in our forecast coming up. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, happening now. We will stay on top of this crash on Capitol and Brentwood Road. It's completely clear. We're not seeing any delays in the area, but here's a live look of that scene right now with the help of photographer Michael Jordan. You can see right now they're still working with that SUV. It was on its side. That was one of 3 vehicles involved in that crash, and you see it's off to the side of the road right now, so not causing any delays whatsoever there on Capitol Boulevard. So that's really good news this morning. To the southern loop of the Beltline, traffic definitely picked up in the last hour or so, but things are moving along at a nice steady clip there, that southern loop of the Beltline. So really and truly, in terms of delays, very little to no delays, really. You're looking at maybe a 2-minute delay. In terms of the situation coming in and all the major routes coming into Raleigh and Wake County this morning, just a 2-minute delay on Capitol Boulevard. 1 minute if you're coming in on I-87 out of Nightdale. You're getting ready to head into the Cartoonist and on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Thank you, Ken. Within the last 15 minutes, we've learned that alcohol may have been a factor in that head-on crash where a driver hit a Raleigh police cruiser. This happened on New Hope Road near Pool Road around 3:15 this morning. Police say a white BMW was driving the wrong way. The officer tried to swerve out of the way, but the BMW hit the police cruiser head-on. Police say the driver tried to run, but the officer took him into custody after a short chase. Luckily, nobody was hurt. And you're going to feel really cold winter-like temperatures when you step outside this morning. WRAL's Laura Levine is live for us in Raleigh. And Laura, people will absolutely need that heavy coat this morning.
Oh, definitely. I have mine on. Good morning, Michelle. So this is actually the coldest morning since March 3rd, and it certainly feels like it. Right now, we are live at this gas station off of Western Boulevard because before people head out the door, they really want to make sure they check those tires and making sure that they fill them up, because for every 10 degrees that we drop, that's 1 PSI that your tire pressure drops as well. It is the coldest Veterans Day morning since 1996, just to put things into perspective here. Take a look at some of these viewer photos sent to us from overnight through Reported. This is a look at some snow flurries in Sanford sticking to a car windshield. And here's a look at those flurries falling in Lumberton as well overnight. Temperatures have dropped nearly 50 degrees since Sunday afternoon. We're going to continue tracking the temperatures here throughout the day as the sun kind of moves in, hoping to warm us up just a little bit. But overall, it's just a cold day. If you have some photos of our weather or video that you would like to send to us, you can do so by sending it through Reported. Laura Levine, WRAL News. We're live in Raleigh.
And here's another reminder. You can track the temperature in the redesigned WRAL weather app. It's free to download. Oh, and turn on those push notifications. That's important. That way you can see any updates on when the weather situation improves.
On this vote, the ayes are 60, the nays are 40. The bill as amended is passed.
Yeah, that's a bipartisan bill to reopen the government is now headed to the U.S. House. The bill passed the U.S. Senate last night with 8 Democrats joining Republicans to break that stalemate. Every Republican voted in favor except Kentucky Senator Rand Paul. Now, the House could take it up as early as tomorrow. The legislation includes funding for staff benefits through next September. It also keeps much of the government running on a short-term basis through January 30th.
And travelers still dealing with the effects of the shutdown as you look live at RDU this morning. Plane taking off right there. Right now, there are 12 cancellations at RDU and 6 delays. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says disruptions should continue as we approach Thanksgiving, even if that shutdown ends. More than 300 homes have power back on this morning after an outage due to gusty winds. This was the scene near Burlington Mills Road and Capitol Boulevard in Wake Forest just before 11 o'clock last night. Officials say the strong winds caused the utility poles to lean and the power lines to sag. Parts of Capitol Boulevard was closed while Duke Energy crews fixed the lines. That road is now back open.
Well, today, people all across our area are honoring the men and women who served our country on this Veterans Day. This morning, runners participated in the NC State Annual Veterans Run. Runners got started around 6 o'clock this morning, braving those freezing temperatures. Today was the coldest Veterans Day morning in about 30 years, as the feel-like temperature was around 20 degrees. We caught up with one of the veterans who ran today to hear what he had to say about running during this freeze warning.
Well, I'm from New York, so this really isn't cold, although my fingers are a little bit cold. The pride in our nation is what keeps me warm. As retired Special Forces, you learn to endure. It's all in your mind, they say, but you do have to physically condition your body, and I'm physically conditioned and ready to take on the task for today.
Special Forces, nothing for him. There was a ceremony right after the run to mark NC State's military history and honor the service of students, staff, faculty, and alumni veterans.
And this Veterans Day, the U.S. Army Green Beret will receive keys to his new home in Garner. Sergeant First Class Eddie Kim was paralyzed during a training exercise at Fort Bragg last year. Thanks to Operation Coming Home, he and his wife now have a brand new home designed to meet his needs. This is video from a ceremony back in June. It was much warmer back then, so they were all outside for that. Today, there will be a ceremony to welcome him and his wife, including performances and military flyovers. Paratroopers will skydive and deliver the keys. That all gets started this afternoon at 1 p.m.
What a momentous occasion. And Michelle, there's a ride-along happening today to honor some of our local veterans in Zebulon. Several Zebulon firefighters and police officers are veterans who continue to serve our community. Today's events will get started around 10 o'clock this morning. Now, participants can meet at the Zebulon Fire Department on Van Street.
Well, some places will be closed today in observance of Veterans Day. That includes government offices, post offices, and courts. Schools are also closed, so you can let your kids sleep in today. Most banks are also closed, but most businesses and restaurants, they will be open.
Well, the State Department of Health and Human Services expanding access to veterans. The department announcing 2 new initiatives. The department extended hours for NC Serves and launched Ask Me NC. Both services give veterans access to mental health care, housing, employment, and peer support services. There are more than 600,000 veterans that call North Carolina home.
The Nash County Sheriff's Office identified a man found dead in the Tar River. His name was Javron Battle. First responders were called to the river off Falls Road yesterday, and that's because someone reported seeing a man floating face down. Battle was reported missing last week. Investigators are trying to figure out how he died.
We're also trying to figure out what happened with 2 crashes in Nash County. The first one happened on I-95 just north of Halifax Road. These are pictures sent in to us from our loyal viewers in that area. You can see debris all over the road and what appears to be a damage to a tractor trailer. Now, another crash briefly shut down Highway 301. One person was taken to a Nash County area hospital. We're working to learn whether anyone was hurt in those cases.
Today, Governor Josh Stein will present more than $3 million to a local food pantry. That money will go to Food Bank of Central and Eastern North Carolina. The donation is being made as North Carolina will not give out full SNAP benefits this month, not unless the government reopens or an ongoing court case clears federal court. This is one of Stein's latest efforts to help families dealing with the loss of SNAP benefits. The presentation will be at the Food Bank in Raleigh this afternoon.
Well, looking ahead, today we'll hear from UNC head football coach Bill Belichick. The Tar Heels are on a 2-game winning streak after their 20-15 victory against Stanford over the weekend. By the way, that was the homecoming game. So far, the team is 4-5 on the season. Right now, they're getting ready to play Wake Forest this Saturday. Today's press conference is at 11:30 this morning. WRAL will be listening in, and we'll let you know what Coach Belichick has to say.
In the college basketball world, NC State's women's basketball is taking the court today in their home opener. The now 10th ranked Wolfpack are coming off a tough loss in the Ally tip-off in Charlotte to now 8th ranked USC. They are now 2-1 against ranked opponents so far this season. Tonight they'll take on the University of Maine. The games will be at Reynolds Coliseum on the campus of NC State. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. and WRAL will have highlights during our 11 p.m. newscast.
Time now 8:41 on this Veterans Day. How about some deals, free meals, and deep discounts? 5 on your side has a closer look at the specials for our veterans and active duty personnel on this Veterans Day.
Plus, managers of Fair, a North Carolina influencer, has to pay more than $1 million for destroying a couple's marriage. The reaction from a Durham County courtroom.
Oh, man, you step outside, it feels more like February. We're still under that freeze warning, by the way, this morning. You're looking live at Southern Pines, sitting at 31 degrees. Ahead meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner explains when we'll climb out of this wintry spell.
8:45, of course, this is Veterans Day, and here in Zebulon, in front of the town hall, you can see all of the flags lined up. What you'll notice is, of course, they are moving around pretty quickly, getting whipped around by the wind. Cameras shaking just a little bit, too. So, yes, it's a cold start, but it's really the wind that makes it feel so uncomfortable. Our temperatures are beginning to climb a little above freezing in some places. Roxborough's at 34 now, 33 in Garner and Cary, 34 Rocky Mount, 35 in Goldsboro. I know it's not much, but we're getting there. It's still going to be a chilly afternoon, though. High temperatures in the mid-40s, and it'll feel more like low 40s with the wind chill. So you may want to move your workout indoors to the gym today. You can move it right back outside in the next few days as we see a big warm-up. I'll show you when. Coming up, Ken.
All right, Elizabeth, right now that crash on Capitol and Brentwood really just cleared up, but we still have some first responders, the tow truck in that area. Let's take a live look right now. With the help of photographer Michael Joyner, you can see that the police crews are still on the scene. This was the damage left behind. According to Raleigh police, no injuries were reported. No one wanted to go to, minor injuries, I should say, but no one wanted to go to the hospital. And you can see that crash is completely cleared right now. We'll continue to monitor this and have an update at the top of the hour.
All right, thank you, Ken. On this Veterans Day, many businesses in our communities are offering freebies or steep discounts, and these are perks for active military members and veterans as a token of gratitude. 5 on your side's Ashley Rowe has a look at some of the big deals to take advantage of today.
WRAL's Smart Shopper compiled this list, and we've picked out some of the best options we found. Let's start with restaurants. Applebee's is offering veterans and active duty military a free full-sized entree and a $5 bounce back card to be used on a future visit. Chili's is offering a free meal from a special menu, and Chick-fil-A is offering a free chicken biscuit or Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. Carolina Ale House, City Barbecue, Denny's, Golden Corral, and IHOP are also offering deals. Many of the grocery store chains are also offering added discounts. Take a look at this. Food Lion and Publix are offering a 10% discount for active duty military and veterans. Harris Teeter and Lowe's Foods are offering an 11% discount. Some other deals that caught our attention. Great Clips has a great deal. Veterans and active duty service members can go into the store and get a free haircut or get a free haircut card to use later. Customers who get haircuts today who are not veterans or active duty can pick up a free haircut card to gift to a veteran or service member as a token of thanks. And the North Carolina Zoo is offering free admission to active duty military, veterans, and their spouses. This includes free admission for up to 3 additional guests for Military Appreciation Week, which runs through Friday. To see the entire list of deals and discounts available, head to the Smart Shopper tab under the consumer section of WRAL.com or the WRAL News app. And from all of us here at WRAL, a big thank you to all who have served or who are currently serving. Ashley Rowe, 5 on your side.
Local voice on The Voice.
And a piece of movie history up for sale. It's time to look at what's trending this morning. So, a North Carolina native advancing on that competition show.
She's not just along for the ride.
Yeah, that is Rob Cole from Team Buble. He's from Pembroke, and he won his knockout round last night against Marty O'Reilly. He sang Wondering Why by the Red Clay Strays. He's now headed to the playoff rounds.
Okay, he's really good. This is not his first go-around, though. He also auditioned in season 25. So here we go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
He
Let's
clearly
go.
went back to the drawing board and honed his craft. And
He's amazing.
Yeah, that voice.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's a winner.
Yes. A piece of movie history going up for auction. The iconic hat of the Wicked Witch from The Wizard of Oz. The hat was worn by actress Margaret Hamilton in the 1939 classic. The starting bid, just $100,000.
Yeah, that's a conversation starter, don't you think? Also those red slippers that Judy Garland
Judy
wore.
Garland slippers.
They'll be up for auction as well. So you'd want to keep that in your house.
Why not? Yeah, I have $100,000 laying around. Everybody does.
I love it. A North Carolina TikTok influencer who was accused of destroying a couple's marriage has been found liable for nearly $2 million. Renee Montague was sued by her now husband's ex-wife, Akira Montague. The lawsuit accuses Brene of seducing and having an affair with her then husband, Tim. Brene is an influencer with nearly 3 million followers on TikTok, and Tim, her manager. Akira claims Brene used her online influence as a weapon, and the affair caused damage to her health. Brene said Akira knew her marriage was over and allowed the affair. The case hinged on two rarely used laws, including alienation of affection.
The Orange County Housing Department is collecting supplies to help stock the county's cold weather shelters. The shelters are open when temperatures are at or below 32 degrees. Donations can be dropped off from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. on weekdays at the county's health department locations. And the Holiday Express at Poland Park is sold out, but 5 lucky families can still hop aboard. Win a family 4-pack to the sold-out Holiday Express with lights, train rides, and holiday cheer. You can enter right now at WRAL.com/contest. Watch WRAL Morning News at 6 a.m. every day next week to see if you are one of our winners.
All right, we're here in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner, taking a look at the Beach Mountain Club Cam. You can see they got some snow overnight.
Oh my goodness, look at that. It looks amazing, doesn't it? Some of the North Carolina ski resorts are opening. I think Sugar is going to try to open today, which is kind of surprising because, there was some snow, but, I'm not sure it's enough. And then Cataloochee, which is near Asheville, is opening for tomorrow. But unfortunately for the ski resorts, fortunately for some of us, we're going to see a big warm up just in time for the weekend. So this is what the resorts do a lot of times, though. They'll open for a little while, they'll close up for a few days, and then it gets colder again, and they make some more snow and open back up. So it's kind of fits and starts sometimes up until we get really into December. Of course, we did have that band of snow that moved across our viewing area, too. It didn't look quite like the Beach Mountain Club, but look at this. Chris Myers had a dusting on his car there in Halifax County, and we have a number of reports of that, especially in our eastern counties. We take a live look at Boone right now. Of course, boy, that sunshine is really helping the conditions on the roads there. About 2 hours ago, this road was almost completely covered in snow. That sunshine always helps that situation. Our freeze warning about to expire. Temperatures are going to feel chilly, though, for a while. Right now, our wind chill is making it feel like mid-20s across the area, and our hour-by-hour wind chill 35 at noon and in the low 40s this afternoon, back into the 30s by about 6 or 7 o'clock. With breezy conditions and dry conditions, we have high fire danger for today. You're encouraged not to do any outdoor burning today or tomorrow. Tomorrow's likely to be breezy as well. Are you feeling like it's a cold Veterans Day? Absolutely. The coldest high temperature for Veterans Day since 1952 and the coldest low since 1996. So unusual, not a record though. The coldest morning on Veterans Day, 22 degrees back in 1957. But yeah, it's cold. Our temperatures are currently in the low to mid 30s. So 35 now in Clinton and Goldsboro, 34 Rocky Mount and in South Hill, and temperatures close to freezing still in the Triangle. Around town this afternoon, it stays well below normal with our temperatures in the mid 40s. This is below our normal coldest high temperature in the wintertime. We're back down to 32 for tomorrow morning, but then we'll see a fast warm up. Our winds will shift back to southerly, southwesterly, and temperatures will climb pretty quickly Saturday and Sunday. Can you believe we'll be back into the 70s?
My goodness. All right. Thanks, Elizabeth. Before we go to break, here are your winning lottery numbers. We'll get another check on weather and traffic next.